Hello!
Pais Burnley here. As you can see, we're in two different places. Drew is still in America. I'm in Burnley again. So it's gonna be different again. Lockdown is there. But how was your holidays? How was your Christmas? We hope it was good. Drew, how was your Christmas?
It was very good, yes. How was yours?
It was good. Sometimes it was intense because we played a lot of games. That get always a little bit intense, but it was still very nice.
Yep.
Do you have like a favorite board game?
Yeah, man, my family is so big into games. We have one called Ticket to Ride. I don't know how big it is in Europe, but it's basically where you have all these trains and you're trying to get from one city to another. But then we also just like Monopoly.
Oh, Monopoly. We played Monopoly on New Year's Eve and I lost, and I'm so bad at losing. I cried. I really cried out of pain. It was not that funny and we got in a big discussion, but I was out of my emotions. I couldn't control it. Like, it wasn't that big of a game, but when people say it's just a game, I cannot take it as a game, when you know what I mean.
Yep. Yeah, well, and Monopoly especially is just so brutal to lose.
It is.
But yeah, I have a lot of younger siblings, and they always get so emotional with board games and card games when they lose. And then the game ends, and it's like just a veil is lifted, and they're like, oh, why was I upset at that?
Great. Our topic today is emotions and feelings, and Drew has some nice clips for us.
It was amazing. Just Riley and me forever. For 33 seconds.
I'm Sadness.
Oh, hello. I'm Joy. So, can I just, if you could, I just want to fix that. Thanks. And that was just the beginning. Headquarters only got more crowded from there.
Very nice. Okay, looks like you got this. Very good. Oh, that's sharp turn! Ah, look out!
That's Fear. He's really good at keeping Riley safe.
Easy, huh? Hi, back! Oh, we're good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we're back.
Here we go. All right, open.
This looks new.
Think it's safe?
What is it?
Okay, caution. There is a dangerous smell, people. Hold on, what is that?
This is disgust. She basically keeps Riley from being poisoned, physically and socially.
That is not brightly colored or shaped like a dinosaur. Hold on, guys. It's broccoli! Yucky! Well, I just saved our lives. Yeah, you're welcome.
Riley, if you don't eat your dinner, you're not gonna get any dessert.
Wait, did he just say we couldn't have dessert?
That's anger. He cares very deeply about things being fair.
So that's how you want to play it, old man? No dessert? Oh, sure. We'll eat our dinner right after you eat this.
Right. Here comes an airplane.
Oh, airplane. We got an airplane, everybody.
And you've met Sadness. She... I'm not actually sure what she does. And I've checked, there's no place for her to go, so she's good. We're good. It's all great.
So, as you can see, feelings are just part of what makes us human, and especially when we're kids, we see that they're so temporary and just impulse reactions to things. They're not this whole... They don't make who we are, you know? They're just feelings, and they're all in our head.
But sometimes I think even when you get to be a teenager, feelings can seem bigger than they are. We can totally get into over-feeling and searching in our feelings to answers, and just like, why do I feel sad? Why do I feel this way? And it can get bigger than it is. It is important to feel your feelings, but sometimes we have to reflect on them and ask ourselves, are they as big as they seem they are? For example, sometimes I feel sad and it defines me kind of. I feel like I'm a sad person, but I know that I'm not a sad person. It's just a temporary feeling. So
Yeah, it gets hard to see past the feelings.
And we have a nice video. It shows emotions and feelings from a scientific perspective.
When we hear the word emotion, most of us think of love, hate, happiness, or fear. Those strong feelings we experience throughout life. Our emotions are the driving force behind many of our behaviors, helpful and unhelpful. Just where do our emotions come from? Our brain is wired to look for threats or rewards. If one is detected, the feeling region of the brain alerts us through the release of chemical messages. Emotions are the effect of these chemical messages traveling from our brain through the body. When our brain detects a potential threat, our brain releases the stress hormones adrenaline and cortisol, which prepare us for a fight or flight response. When we detect or experience something rewarding, such as someone doing something nice for you, our brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, or serotonin. These are the chemicals that make us feel good and motivate us to continue on the task or behavior. In these instances, the feeling region of the brain kicks in before the thinking part. Sometimes the reactions of the feeling brain are so strong that it dominates our behaviors and we're unable to think rationally in the moment. Our emotions hijack our brain. While many of our emotional responses happen subconsciously, our thinking can influence our emotions, and sometimes this can be unhelpful. Just thinking about something threatening can trigger an emotional response. This is where we can manage our emotions with conscious thinking. Our emotions play a powerful role in the way we experience the world. Understanding and regulating our emotions through our thoughts and behaviors can help us take greater control of our brain and achieve our goals.
Yeah, I think about how when we remember a certain time in our life, or we have a good memory or a bad memory, we don't really remember all the times how we felt. We more just remember what happened instead of like, oh, I was feeling kind of happy, or I was feeling kind of like cold or something. It's like when we look back at memories in hindsight, we kind of have new perspective and we realize that how we felt during that time doesn't really matter as much, which I think just says a lot about our feelings.
And also, like, when you look back at a feeling and you see later on that it wasn't as big as you thought it would be, like, do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have new perspective.
Yeah, definitely. And also the Bible is saying a lot about feelings and emotions, and Drew's going to read a Bible verse for us.
Yep. This is Proverbs 28:26. It says, "Whoever trusts his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered." Which just talks about, I mean, when you think about that, we can't let ourselves be tricked by our own mind, especially just when it's chemical reactions. We just gotta hold that perspective, you know?
And also in 1 John 3:20 it says, "For whenever our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our heart, and He knows everything." So it says that God has control of our feelings, and He knows more about why are we feeling that way. And it's so important to remember that God has the control, because we're not defined by our emotions. We're not defined by when we're sad. We're not defined when we're all happy. And I think it's kind of calming, because we know however we're feeling, God is defining us as His loved child. And that's so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we do got to keep in mind that it's important not for us to just disregard our feelings. Mm-hmm. Because it is part of life, and it is how God made us. And Jesus had a lot of feelings, but yeah.
And He also showed them.
Right.
Yeah.
But we got to keep that perspective of just they don't define us.
They don't define us, and God is still in control, even our feelings. And it remembers me, like my mom always said, if you have like too much feelings right now and you don't know like where you're standing in your feelings, just pray. And that helps me personally. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it helps you process what you're feeling when you look at it from a godly perspective.
Right. So that could be also a tip for you the next time when you feel sad, or like you're in your feelings. It doesn't have to be sad. It could just be you're not sure. Just try to reflect and remember that God is defining you and not your feelings. Mm-hmm. And I think it's hard in this time. We have lockdown again. Just try to remember God is defining you.
Yeah, and a good way of just getting your feelings out. Could just be practically writing them down. It really does help to get something just out in concrete, and it helps you process just what you're going through.
And pray over them.
Yes,
That helps
definitely.
too. So it's still lockdown, but we also have some things going on at The Noise. We still have Thursday. We have live groups where you can meet other young people, chat. It's all over Zoom. And then we have on Fridays The Noise online on Instagram. So you can follow The Noise on Instagram, and you can follow Pais Burnley. If you have any more questions or just need somebody to talk to, you can always write us a message, and we can have a look if we can help you.
Yep. Yeah, we hope you had a great holiday, and we hope your 2021 is much better than 2020 and is only getting better from here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.